Now, the Washington Office on Latin America is a research organization advocating for human rights in Latin America. And for more on this story, I'm joined by its president, Carolina Jiménez. Thanks very much, Carolina, for your time here on Newsday on BBC. Well, Nicolas Maduro vowed in 2021 to, quote, reconquer Essequibo, but has assured Caribbean countries that he will not invade the region. Is that enough of a reassurance?
Well, I think we are, after the referendum, entering in very uncertain territory because judging from his first statements after the polling's closed, he said that there is a new plan to reconquer historical rights of Venezuela over the Essequibo region. The truth is that it's very unclear what the next steps will be and what he can do. I do believe that any attempt to move with the military or otherwise will encounter a lot of international resistance.
Well, the ICJ has prohibited Venezuela from taking any action which would change the status quo in the region. But what can the international community actually do in terms of options with them?
Well, some countries that are allies of the Maduro government actually do not support any intervention from Venezuela into Guyana. And Cuba will be a good example. Everybody knows that the Cuban government is a very strong political ally of the Venezuelan government. The Brazilian government has said in several occasions that they would always call for dialogue and diplomacy. So I think Maduro could be very isolated if he decides, to move forward with plans to create or to implement the decision to create a new state, that state being the state of Guyana, which is, as we know, it is now a territory controlled by the Guyanese government.
Right.
So I will insist the international community will step in.
Carolina, very briefly, what is then, in your opinion, the point of this so-called consultative referendum?
I think it is very clear that Maduro is a deeply unpopular leader and that he is a deeply authoritarian leader. And he's facing a very difficult political scenario for 2024, where there will be presidential elections. If there are free and fair elections, it is very unlikely that if he is the candidate, he will not win a new term. So I think this referendum was a way to show power in the electoral scenario, and I'm afraid he truly failed with that objective.